Welcome to Chamber Chats, a weekly series by the West Monroe West Washita Chamber of Commerce highlighting our valued members. As always, find out more about the Chamber and our members online at westmonroechamber.org. And now, this week's episode of West Monroe West Washita Chamber Chats.
Welcome to another episode of Chamber Chats filmed here at Louisiana Delta Community College. I'm Chris Kelly with the West Monroe West Washita Chamber, and today we are here to talk to our friend Frank Bennett with Louisiana Delta Community College. So, Frank, tell us about your role at the foundation.
So I'm Director of Institutional Advancement and Alumni Relations for Louisiana Delta Community College Foundation. And what that means is, when I say the foundation is, a lot of people, don't exactly know what foundations do. So
that's right.
The foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and it is the mechanism for the college to provide support and funding for programs, for scholarships, for endowments or professorships, and other business-related items.
So your role is to make bridges between the community and the institution and kind of help those businesses understand how they can get involved, I'm sure, too.
Absolutely. We specifically reach out to businesses and look for partnerships, just like the Chamber does. The Chamber is a community of business leaders, businesses that look to further the business's role and success in our community to make our community better. That's the same thing that the foundation does. We try to increase the level of awareness, the level of support for the college, and that's where the foundation has its role and how it builds that mechanism in and provides program support and ideas in a creative way that we can use to find funding or just find support and friends in the community to make this better for our students, our faculty and staff, and for Northeast Louisiana.
So you mentioned those major outputs. So what does success look like for the foundation?
Success looks like when you see logos and business leaders that come to the table to talk about curriculum change, that talk about workforce development. We talk about hiring our students, because we know that here at Louisiana Delta Community College, the students that are here live here and they stay here.
That's right.
That's very different when you talk about ULM and Tech or LSU or any other four-year institutions. A large part of those students get educated and leave for better opportunities.
That's so interesting, because we just did a panel discussion at ULM on corporate culture. And so we surveyed almost 400 students, and although pay and salary was a motivator, the number one was the corporate culture that they were going to join, and not knowing what opportunities were local. Their perception was that they had to leave. So I think it's very interesting that you mentioned Delta students. They're already rooted in our community. Right. They're a little bit different in maybe being heavily non-traditional from a rural background. Right. And we have to remember that Delta serves a large parish footprint, right?
2,200 square miles.
It's almost laughable in the sense that you have to have multiple campuses simultaneously uniting for that vision. Right. So can you reflect, Dr. Esters is on our board for transparency, but can you reflect for a second on leadership at Delta and what the voice is in your work as head of the foundation?
That's a great question. When I think of Dr. Esters and Dr. Wendy Tossenson, our Vice Chancellor, I think of some really thought leaders. It really comes to mind. Progressive, creative, very motivated. And that's what really attracted me during the process of looking at this position when I started in September. And looked at, is this a good fit for me, because I want to be aggressive and hit the ground running, and really take what I learned in my roles throughout my career, and how did that fit? And so looking at knowing where they wanted to go and getting to know them, and since I've been here, knowing the role of the community college and how it's played, throughout the state with LCTCS, but just in our region alone. I find it such a crucial element for Northeast Louisiana that a lot of people don't know about.
Right.
And so we have to address the awareness issue.
That's right.
Of who we are, where we are, and what we do. And so our business partners are where we have to address that first. We've got to start in our schools with our school board leaders and our educators and our counselors in our school and our guidance counselors. We have to go to them, and we got to start younger than high school now. Where we're looking at, we do LDCC Day 2 days in the year where it's a preview day. Students come on, and it's high school students. But we have to look at taking that to them and taking it to middle schools and change the narrative of the opportunities and the pathways that we have. I mean, we've got some wonderful creative opportunities with ULM and Tech that and other universities too that are being created right now. That Dr. Tossin is working with her staff and creating a pathway from this program can lead you to this program, that can lead you to this opportunity, that can lead you to medical school.
Right.
And you can start it and complete most of that right here at Delta.
For many of those students, that pathway would not have been perceived as possible.
Absolutely.
At all.
You say medical school,
Right.
they think, oh, I've got to leave, I've got to go off, and that sounds really hard.
Or
But I
should
could
have been
start as a
preparing-
paramedic.
That's right. Or I should have started when I was 17
Right.
on the journey.
Right.
So let's switch for a minute.
Sure.
And you mentioned also scholarships and a bunch of other things. I know that one of your important fundraisers is coming up. And I only know that because I'm
attended.
inviting
That's right.
people to come. So tell us about the event. Tell us what
Sure.
the purpose is. And, how do you get involved?
So May 6th, this is our second annual event. Last year was a successful event. As you well know, you were there and participated with
By
a lot.
participating, you mean kind of made a fool of myself. But
No,
that's okay.
no. And I'm asking you to do the same thing again
Good.
this year. Is come, enjoy, have a good time, support the college. But it is our Hats and Horses event, it's
Yeah.
called. So it is a Kentucky Derby event that is centered around the Kentucky Derby the day of from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. It's an adult event, of course. We're going to have just beautiful hors d'oeuvres.
Right.
We have a mint julep bar, but we're going to watch the Kentucky Derby. We're going to have fun. I want people to donate and have fun. We're going to have a silent auction.
Sure.
It's going to have some amazing items there. Things that are created in our campuses, like fire pits.
Yeah.
One thing that was hugely popular last year. I'm bringing more to the table this year and more opportunities to purchase those. And I've seen some of the creative work that's being done. So that and other people in the community that are donating to that, and some of the fantastic sponsors that have lined up already. And there's sponsorship opportunities right now.
So ways to get involved: buy a ticket to attend,
Absolutely.
buy a table, and sponsor a whole table.
Absolutely.
There are other sponsorship levels.
Yes.
Or what if I can't actually attend? Is there something that I can do?
Absolutely. So our silent auction, if you go to hatsandhorses.givesmart.com,
Okay.
you can go on and you can look at our silent auction items, and whether you're here or not, you can bid on those items
Beautiful.
and get
be part of
something.
the fun.
Be part of the fun, even
Yeah.
though you're not here.
That's
But first of all, and listen, we have limited space, of course.
Sure.
We look to host about 200 people or so, and we would love for people to come. We're going to have a great time, and it's going to be something that's going to support scholarships, support Delta, support our students, and advance this institution to where it should be.
Right. Right. So once again, how do people find out about the event?
Sure. So you can either call me,
Okay.
and you can. Of course, my phone number is 318-816-0960. That's my mobile phone. You can call me and talk about sponsorships, or you can, if you want to buy a ticket, like I said before, hatsandhorses.givesmart.com. Go there. If you have any questions, like I said, about sponsorship, from $10,000 level all the way to $500, or you know what? If you don't want to do that, you can just give. You can just give to support this institution and our students.
All levels are welcome, and all levels are
Absolutely.
impactful.
You bet.
So this has been another episode of Chamber Chats, filmed live at Louisiana Delta Community College. For information about the Chamber, you can visit our website, westmonroechamber.org, or call us at 325-1961. And if you'd like to get involved about membership, we'd love to have you. Check out the next episode of Chamber Chats each week on our social media.